the Rams just upped the ante. They signed Bobby Wagner to a 5-year, $50 million deal. What is your instant reaction to this breaking news?
It's not shocking. I think that was one of the places that was pegged. Richard Sherman set Twitter ablaze yesterday saying that news was coming soon. And he liked a bunch of tweets that were from 49ers people with the eye emojis, kind of gave people the impression that something like that was happening. But then he stomped that fire out last night by saying, no, it's not the 49ers. And then, of course, it is the Rams. And I think that the instant reaction is, we don't know exactly what are the terms of this deal. I think when people hear 5 years, 50 million, they're like, wait a minute, this is a guy on his last legs, right? No, but you haven't heard the contract details.
Right.
How much is guaranteed up front? What are the voidable years? Especially with the cap going up and all those things. It just speaks to the way that the Rams do business. And this was a move that probably anybody could have seen coming. It's not a surprise for anybody at this point. And it shouldn't be something where the 49er fans are upset about. And let me explain a little bit more. Again, look, I am not downplaying Bobby Wagner in any way. And if he wanted to come play over here, then someone has to sit the bench. And whether that's Azeez Al-Shaair, which I don't think it should be, and whether that's Dre Greenlaw, that would have been the candidate for me. At the same time, it's not a pressing need for the 49ers. It would have been a luxury pick. And he would have had to come over here for basically nothing, now knowing that the 49ers are 30th in cap space now with less than $2 million. So for me, this is just something that is representative of how the Rams do business. They're working on an Aaron Donald extension at this point, and they are just the rich get richer, and that's the way that they're going to do things. They've added Allen Robinson and Bobby Wagner. They've lost Von Miller and maybe Odell Beckham. They traded away Robert Woods, but maybe Odell Beckham comes back into the fold a little bit later because of the injury. How late that happened is the reason that you're not seeing a market develop for him at this point, because you're not going to get much out of Odell Beckham early on. So I guess the bigger question becomes, and this is the question I'll pose to you, have the Rams improved this year, even with those losses and these additions?
It's a good question. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. You could go either way, right? They've lost a lot of guys, but they're mostly depth, except for Von.
Look, I think they have. I really do think they have. And here's the thing: is when people talk about, it's the same people that'll tell you that the draft is a crapshoot and the Rams have no picks, right? But known commodities. Again, it's always that. It's known commodities and how the Rams do business. The Rams just won a Super Bowl. And they just added Allen Robinson, who is one of the most underrated receivers in the league, and Bobby Wagner, who is still very serviceable, even if his skills are somewhat diminished at this point, just because age catches up to everybody.
Yeah.
So I think the bigger point is there are different ways to construct a roster, and whatever cliche you want to use, different ways to cook a dinner, different ways to skin a cat, whatever it is. I think the end goal, doesn't matter how you get to it, is to win a Super Bowl. And the Rams have done that. And the Rams have set themselves up again. Remember, they've missed the playoffs one time in the last 5 years, and they've won a bowl. Wouldn't you, as a 49er fan, love that to be your team?
And what I like about the Rams is, even though they've lost players this year, it's very clear every year that their number one goal is to win the Super Bowl this year. Even at the expense of the future. Who cares? We'll figure that out we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're in it for right now. And the Niners, their attitude is like, we're a good team. We can win the Super Bowl this year. But the most important thing for us this year is to get something for Jimmy Garoppolo. That trumps everything. And it's like, why? The most you're going to get is a 3rd round pick. It doesn't even matter. You got Fred Warner in the 3rd round. It's just a 3rd round pick, though. Isn't the cap space now more important? Wouldn't the Rams just cut bait and go for now? I think that's why a lot of 49er fans are upset. Not that they didn't get Bobby Wagner, but it's just damn, the Rams are the only team in the Niners' way. And they didn't even have a great offseason. But, the Niners could make a couple of more moves if this dude weren't on the roster, but they didn't. And it's frustrating that here go the Rams making a move that, definitely moves the needle for them.
And I would just pose this question to 49ers fans. I know that we joke a lot at the Rams' expense. Won 6 games in a row. Obviously, they won the real one that mattered. What would you rather be? The team that's coming off of the Super Bowl and you traded away to win that Super Bowl? Or the team that is in flux right now in terms of, you could win a Super Bowl, but the Rams did it. And don't tell me about could. 49er fans know all too well about getting close and not winning. They won. And you can't laugh at that. You can't laugh at that. So who cares what happens this year to them? A Super Bowl affords you a few years of you not doing anything. If the 49ers won a Super Bowl in 2019 and in 2020 they went 3-13 and in 2021 they went 6-11, 49er fans would say, hey, remember that Super Bowl 2019?
Yeah.
That's the thing. A Super Bowl affords you a little bit more time.
Absolutely. And it's just, if you're looking at just the NFC West, the only team in the Niners' way is the Rams, and the Niners feel like they own them. They match up well against them. They've beaten them so many times. Like, just make a few moves to put yourself past them. But it's still neck and neck. Like, it's still hard to say. The Niners got better in certain plays. I mean, the Niners lost. So I saw Matt Mayoko post a list because Richard Sherman did his thing, and then Matt Mayoko goes, okay, so he just put the list out. The 2 guys the Rams have brought in and like the 6 or 7 guys they've lost. Could you not do that with the 49ers? I mean, they got Trevarius Ward and some special teamers and lost a bunch of guys too. Lakin Tomlinson, DJ Jones, Arden Key, Jaquaski Tart, not yet, but it's K'Wan Williams. I mean, same thing.
Tart's not coming back.
Tart not coming back. It's the same thing. So it seems like the Rams, and like, honestly, the Rams brought in 2 impact players. The Niners brought in 1. So I don't know. It's a little bit frustrating from a Niners. I can see a lot of upset Niner fans on Twitter. And I don't root for the team, but I can feel you. I understand why you're feeling a little frustrated.
Right. Like, and the parallels between the 49ers and the Rams are this. The Rams trade picks for known commodities and then do a good job in the later rounds of picking up guys who are solid. The 49ers core is largely theirs, as opposed to Trent Williams that was outside. Everybody else they drafted. Yeah. So there's 2 different philosophies with the way that they build the roster. Unfortunately, you would, as a 49er fan, have to say that the Rams have been more successful with their plan than the 49ers have been. They've only missed the playoffs 1 time since Sean McVay's been there, and they won a Super Bowl. So
this is the trend now, too. You play for now, you build through free agency, and you supplement through the draft. You don't do the 3, 4, 5-year plan in the draft anymore. It seems like the Niners are kind of using an outdated 10-year-old model back when the cap was half what it is now.
It's a good model. And I think that a lot of what they do, it's a safe model. And also the team that I feel the 49ers emulate when it comes to roster building for me is the Ravens. So what I mean by that is you draft a left guard when you have a left guard, knowing that left guard is going to leave because now you can move him into that spot. You draft Javon Kinlaw because you lose DJ Jones, you can move him into that spot. The Ravens are very much like that too, where they draft players, they're not impact players right away, but they're ready to move them in right after that. So that's not a bad way to do things. But like, please be clear when I'm telling you this. I am not telling you that the 49ers are doing anything wrong. They're doing things differently. And when you're talking about this business, what's the biggest thing people look for is results. And the Rams way has gotten better results than the 49ers. That's not my opinion. That is an objective fact. They just
real quick, it's the same way that the Bucks have done. And it's what like 10 teams are doing right now. Mostly AFC. Cleveland, the Chargers, the Raiders, every team. The Dolphins.
And to be fair, the 49ers tried to do what the Rams did. They tried to get Matthew Stafford. They tried that. They went and they wanted to do that.
They got Quan Alexander.
Right.
They got
the Rams came out of it and they swooped in at the last minute and they made the move. But the 49ers were thinking in that way. Get the guy and you pay him a little bit more, but they were thinking forward in that way as well too. It just didn't work out that way. So for me, I would say this signing is no panic. You know why? We haven't heard how much the contract is. We don't know what the guaranteed years are. And also, this is a luxury move for the 49ers. As much as I would have loved to see Bobby Wagner next to Fred Warner, that would have been amazing. It's not a necessity at this point. And I think a lot of the frustration that the 49ers fans have is what you alluded to, and that's there's money that you could.
Where's our corresponding move? Where's our move? Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Gabrielle, the move is the backup quarterback on the bench. The move, I guess, is coming up. Gabriella says, "Hey guys, should Jason Verrett come back?"
Yes.
Think he will?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
I don't know if he will, but I would love to have him back.
Yeah. I guess the Niners probably let him. They probably have an offer for him. He's probably going to wait all offseason to get something better. Won't get it. Come back. Niners says it's official. If Jimmy starts this season, his number 1 receiver, will be Bobby Wagner.
Yikes. Why are you guys so mean?
It's my fault. I'm an instigator. I am like the Tyler Durden of mean 49er fans. You know what I'm saying?
For the younger crowd, Tyler Durden was a character in a movie called Fight Club, played by Brad Pitt.
That's how people greet me. I was in Monterey a couple weeks ago. I got my car picked up from valet at the at the hotel, and I said Cohn, and like it was a 16-year-old kid. He was like, Grant Cohn? I was like, yeah. He's like, I watch you all the time, bro. Bernardo from Salinas, shout out.